My name is Nate Mitchell, and we are at 720 Music, Clothing, and Cafe in the Lawrenceville section of Pittsburgh, PA. And in here we sell vinyl, coffee, tea,
vinyl,
records. Yeah, we are vinyl collectors and purists. We also sell coffee, tea, pastries, sandwiches, desserts, t-shirts, and vintage clothing.
And the world knows you as Nate Mitchell.
Some people in the world know me as Nate Mitchell. Some people know me as DJ Nate The Phat Barber. Some people know me as Nate the Barber, who owns the Natural Choice Barbershop and Hair Salon. And then there's others who identify me with this place where we sit called 720.
So, as a DJ, how did you get introduced to Roy Ayers?
Well, actually, a friend of mine from Philadelphia named Jimmy Fast came to Pittsburgh as a barber, looking for a job, and he started working at the barber shop. And he was just the biggest Roy Ayers fan ever. And basically, this must have been 99. Yeah, this was about 11, 12 years ago. And he came to Pittsburgh and just, brought his whole Roy collection and said, "You need to get down with more Roy." And I knew I was familiar with Roy Ayers, but not to the extent that I am now. And I attribute that to him because he was such a student and a fan of Roy. We would hit record stores and just buy up, we went to Jerry's and just cleaned Jerry's out of everything Roy ever made during, the 70s, the early 70s, even the late 60s. And, I just became a huge fan, a huge Roy Ayers fan at that point.
All right,
so thank you, Jimmy Fast.
Yeah, so as you were working as a DJ at the time you met this brother.
Yes, I was.
You began to incorporate Roy's music
into my sets
your DJ
on a
sets.
consistent basis. We started this event back in '99 called the Midnight Espresso Series. And it used to be down at Ramsey's 2 in Homewood. And I started incorporating a lot of Roy Ayers music into the sets. And people were loving it, especially when you start incorporating more of the up-tempo, some of the up-tempo stuff that he did, and then you start bringing back the more familiar things from what hip-hop artists have sampled, the Sunshine, and songs of that nature, and people really started to follow suit and appreciate it. And it was like you almost had a rebirth of sorts, at least for my crowd, and I kind of never stopped playing them. I mean, I can't remember a party in recent years that I haven't played Roy. I went to Cleveland on Saturday to spin at this event called The Sanctuary, and it's at this small little nightclub called the Touch Supper Club. And these folks, they were dancing and everything, and I definitely threw some Roy up in there, and it just kept on grooving. It was a beautiful thing. So, he continues to please the crowd even after all these years.
How does Roy Ayers speak to my spirit? I would say, he kind of defines to me musically what blackness is. He's always made me, he's given me that pride to really accept and be who I am, I try not to say pride. I like to not say pride because I believe that, you can't be too proud of things. Sometimes pride can be sinful, but he gave you that esteem that you were looking for. There's that love in his music. My man Jim always used to say, "Man, listen to that love in the background. You can just hear it."
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that what he was talking about was the vibes. You know, that's what he plays.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear those vibes, you know, or like for instance the vibes or Fender Rose, that sound. You know, that to me is that love that's in the music. You can just hear, that love. Like listen to that in the background,
All right.
and that's where you know, he sits with me.
Very good. Appreciate that.
Yes, sir.